Okay, I think we're ready to go. Hello, Mr. Carlos. Thank you for coming as a guest on my podcast. This is a very exciting one for me as well.
No, thank you for inviting me.
I have seen you in many matches. I've been following tennis since I was like 5 years old and started playing. And I think you are like one of the most influential chair umpires that I've seen on the court.
Yeah, was one of the oldest ones
Oldest one.
to survive.
I bet it's tough doing all that, like all the traveling. Like I know that traveling just for tennis, even being on someone's team is tough, but I can only imagine having to deal with everything that goes on in a tournament.
It's kind of, at the beginning it's very nice. You visit different places and then you start to going to the same places again. But then after 40 years, it's tough.
It's tough
to travel, The job is nice. People around is nice, players, matches, but the travel is
it's draining.
It's something. It's something you cannot imagine when the people say, "Oh, it's so nice to be in that place." But between 52 weeks a year, we have 35 traveling. Imagine, I'm living in Italy for 16 years, but if you count the time that I was there, maybe 4 or 5.
With all the traveling.
Even at home. How many times I came back home and the doorman was looking, who are you? I said, I'm living here. Just I didn't see you for a long time, but I'm basically living here. Yeah.
And then you do that every year for like, I don't know, you've been in the business for what?
40 years.
40 years. 40 years.
My first tournament was a Federation Cup in Brazil in '84. That was my first event. When I started to look in those things, and I was like, wow, it's a long time.
Yeah. I did a little bit of research. I wrote like a small introduction. You are one of the most distinguished referees that everyone has seen. Is between you, Mohamed Layani, Carlos Ramos, who I met here a few months ago. He was a supervisor of some futures. You started your career in the 1980s, and you have overseen, I read, over 8,000 matches on tour.
Yeah.
You have officiated notable matches like the US Open men's final twice, the Wimbledon final, men's final in 2011, and I also read that out of the 29 players that have reached the world number 1, you have officiated 24 of them, which is also a crazy stat.
Yeah, it's a
crazy stat.
I didn't realize that until the end of 2024 when my boss told me about this, but I never thought about it.
This is a crazy stat.
Yeah, it's a crazy one.
And then you officially retired last year in Davis Cup, and the last match you did was the Nitto Finals final.
Yep.
Sinner versus Djokovic, is that right?
Was Sinner versus Fritz. Taylor Fritz.
Okay, because Sinner beat Djokovic in the semifinal.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I'm like super lucky to have you here because you're here on vacation.
Yes, my wife is working as a review official.
Okay.
And I said, well, maybe coming with you. And she said, no, come. It's a very nice place. And she sent me some pictures. I said, I need to go.
Did she agree for you to come?
Yeah. Because she will work 2 weeks, no? And then it's a long time far from home. And I said, okay, I'm coming. And it's nice to be in a place that I never been in Crete. I was in Athens 2004 for the Olympic Games.
Okay.
And come back to Greece is so fantastic.
This place is also really nice here.
It's amazing. The hotel, we stay in this Litos Mare. Beautiful place. It's beautiful.
It's a really nice setup for us as well. Like they have the hotel.
The tennis club.
Tennis is amazing.
It's like a very, very potential place for tennis events.
It's
with a very nice hotel, very nice facility. Everything is nearby. It's like, I think the players would love to not take a transportation to go back to hotel.
Exactly.
20, 40 minutes in the car and then go there. Here you finish, you can not even use the locker rooms. You can go back and take a shower in your room. And it's great place.
It's awesome. I've been coming here for a long time. It's a great place. Litos Beach is a great place.
Yeah.
It is very important to mention that I'd say like 80% of your career there was no electronic line call. Because nowadays we see that even at Wimbledon, which is the most prestigious tournament, they took off the lines people. So, that means that most of the years your eyes were responsible for every call in a match. How challenging was that, knowing that you have to be close to perfect?
Well, I would not say the eyes. The eyes helps a lot, but the way that you selling the call, way that you explain to the players that sometimes you cannot see 100% that you cannot say is 100% sure that the ball is in. I think this part of communication to be honest with the players and explain to them that a serve 200 kilometers at the far sideline that is 1 millimeter out. Now that they can have the cameras, they can see that sometimes they show the balls like this. Is impossible.
Yes.
And then you need to sell it. You need to tell the guys honestly. Well, from here, I could not touch. If you have a line umpires, or if you overrule, that was the way that I saw the ball. But this part of the communication between you and the player was even more important than see the ball 100% because it was impossible. It was really impossible.
I've never thought of that actually, because there's a lot of, I feel like a lot of people, a lot of referees, it's the way they handle the situations as you mentioned, rather than, you know, I saw this far in, or I'm mistaking. Because some in many occasions you can hear the referees like everyone is doing mistakes. You can see them explaining, hey, it's on me, it's my fault, and they apologize and then they keep on going.
Yeah, because the thing is, neither you or the player can be 100% sure. And today with the machine, they can show it. How many times the player just start to trying to complain about the call, and then they show that the ball is just catching the back of the line,
Yes.
and they turn around because you do a movement with your head. You trying to follow the ball, and it's difficult. I think this is one thing that changed a lot in tennis, because now the player can play without that pressure that, oh, was that ball in? Was that ball out?
Yes.
Or if that ball will be called in my favor, I will win the match. Or now this point of the game is over.
Yeah.
Now they just need to play.
Makes it easier, I mean, for everyone, for the referees, for the players.
Yeah.
I like the tradition though of having people on the court calling.
Well,
It's just so much more efficient now with
it's a kind of, this is one point that I always start to talking with the people. We are taking the mistakes out of the court. That was one of the things that we're trying to teach the players, I think, as a coach, or how to handle this kind of situation, because you know that was a mistake. Sometimes it's clear that was a mistake, and you need to handle that and keep playing and trying to win even that situation.
Yeah.
Now this doesn't
Exactly.
work anymore.
Exactly.
That way. And how we're gonna teach them, I really don't know, because there's no mistakes. Now it's on you.
Exactly.
You cannot say it's the coach. The coach now can talk. You cannot say that, oh, the guy called not up and that was a mistake. No, you can challenge and see in the video review, and you can challenge as many times as you want. That means all the mistakes that you think that happens, they can be corrected.
They're taking it over.
If this is good for the game, maybe that you take like somebody lose a tournament or a match, and supposedly not. But how the other way, how, like you said, the human factor is gone.
Exactly.
It's like when you see the football that now the little finger was ahead of the, and is offside.
Exactly.
After the unbelievable goal, and then they show you where it's 1 millimeter the finger was in. It's like
It's technology.
Yeah.
It's technology evolution. So you started in 1984, you mentioned. How come you started refereeing, and did you play tennis prior to that, or what's
yes,
your background?
I was studying mechanical engineer at that time, and I started to play tennis like by our friends. We used to go to a place like this, but we used to go and jump the fence to play on the weekends because we never went during the week. And then we jump the fence. We put this big wood, I don't know, they use in athletics. We put in the middle as a net. They take the net during the weekend, no? And we play on the weekends. And then one day they catch us and they said, why you guys don't come like a normal people, enter from the front door and not the... Then I started to play in this place. I was like 16, 15. Then my father died, and I started to work in this place as a tennis teacher and keep doing that for many years. And one day, I saw in the newspaper that they have this Federation Cup in Pinheiros in São Paulo, and they need like 200, 220 line umpires. And they didn't have at that time because they didn't have this big event. They play in 1 week the 16 biggest countries in the world, the top 16 countries in the world, and they play in this club that is fantastic. It's a 24, 26 tennis courts.
Wow.
And I told my boss, why not? And we went there, and I worked for the first time this tournament. I like it, and they start to invite me to go for some challenges or futures. That time they call satellites. And in Brazil, one stage we had 25 weeks of events. Yeah. I travel around the whole coast of Brazil and some places inside for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I knew every single place, about nice beaches, nice hotels, nicer. And one stage, my boss said to me, "You need to decide what you're going to do because you're traveling more with the tennis referee than as a tennis teacher." And I thought, why not? Then I just went to tennis officiating, but never in my life I expected to arrive what I did. It's just I just love it and keep going.
Do you think traveling contributed in that aspect of your career?
Yes, because if you think like I was middle class family, to travel as much as I did even in Brazil was something open my eyes, open my mind about the different people, different places. This helps a lot, and I could manage for many years to do both things, work and visit the places, visit the tourist places or places that the people, the locals go in. And if I have a match starting at 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, I was ready to go, take my bag and go around, visit, and then go to work, or vice versa. If it's finish early and then do it during the night, visit the place. I was never like waiting for somebody to go. I said, somebody wants to come because I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
And I took a map, doesn't matter if it's in Chinese, Japanese, and just looking for the numbers there, and I was doing. This helps a lot.
That's awesome.
This open, I think traveling is one of the best things to know different places, different people, to know how is the reality there, because sometimes we just see on TV and they're just showing the bad things sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think this helps a lot.
That's awesome. What are some key components that an ATP referee needs to possess? Are there like specific requirements, tests you need to pass year in, year out?
Yeah, I think they're still doing the same when I start. We have some kind of graduations.
Okay.
We call badges. That start with, now they have the green badge. That is for the local ones that don't speak English, and then they go to some tests in the local language. Then they have a white badge.
Okay.
That is not international, but can be done in English. The tests and the challenges on court when they put the umpires on court. Then you go for bronze badge. That is international one. Then
Okay.
you can start doing tournaments like this one. Travel around. Then silver badge, and then the last one is a gold badge. Those last two depends a lot of evaluations and some designations, and at the end of the year they selected the best ones to go up. If they have a person that he did very well during the year, at the end he go to silver,
okay.
and then to gold the same thing.
And then the people we see refereeing like matches in ATP 1000s or the Grand Slams are all gold, or they can be silver?
They can have some silver badges, especially like in US, now they have at least 3 or 4. Some local ones, like one is, I think Scott Moore, is a silver badge from US.
Okay.
And then they can have this chance because it's a big event. He's a local, he's from US. It's a good help for them to work in this event. But most of the umpires are gold badges, most of them.
Okay.
Because it's a big event.
Okay. We see like a lot of times there's many players that they cause some trouble. Some people are like more understanding towards the referees. Is it like hard safe in the heat of the moment? Say you're refereeing a match. How tough is it to handle a situation where that player is getting mad, say at you or at the crowd, or you have to address some problem, technology problem, or say, for example, the opponent is doing something? How tough is for you to handle situations like that?
Well, that was one of the keys. That is one of the keys for all chair umpires. I think even supervisors, because first you need to know the player, and sometimes you need to realize that if you need to talk or if you need to just listen and don't say anything.
Yes.
Sometimes I have some situations that the player can and talk and talk and talk and talk and say this and that, and you just look and say, and turn around and go into play.
Yeah.
And the people say, "What did you say?" I say nothing. I just listen. He wants to say something, because in that moment, if you start to going against, he will not understand that you cannot do anything, or you cannot overrule, or sometimes they just want to just explode.
Yeah, I saw
yeah.
saw that. When I was doing my research on you, I went online to watch like some refereeing videos, and I saw like a crazy one with Curious in Indian Wells or something, and then I saw that one with Rafa in the Nitto Finals.
Yeah.
Which brings me actually to the next thing. So this clip with Rafa when he was playing Berdych in the Nitto Finals.
Yes.
So Berdych hits the shot like a backhand.
Yeah, let's see if you saw the situation. Let's see.
So Berdych hits the backhand.
Yeah.
The moment the ball bounces,
Yeah.
Rafa hits it, he makes it, but he lifts his finger.
Exactly.
And then right after you do this.
Right after I call out.
Yes. So in that situation, Rafa made the shot, right?
Yes, exactly. But
and then Berdych challenges.
Yes, but as a player, let's see how you understand the situation. Who stopped the ball first?
It looked like Rafa stopped the ball first.
Then, did my call interfere or not with the situation?
I do not believe it interfered.
Because he
stopped.
Stopped.
It's like he challenged.
Yes, he
He
did
like
this,
so he challenged.
or call out.
Okay.
Then that was the problem in that situation, because for him, I called the ball out.
Yeah.
2. And then he wants to replay the point. And this was the thing that he didn't understand. And many people didn't understand until we showed the video and see that, like you said, he does like this, and then I call out.
Yes.
There is a mistake by myself to calling the ball out late, because I could have just let him do like this and then we challenge.
Yes.
And then the whole situation that he wants to replay the point when he stopped first.
He did a hindrance.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then it's a difficult, because imagine it's like the whole discussion. He wants to talk to the supervisor. Supervisor is just behind.
Yeah.
And then we come for the second point. Even if we have this situation in, out, to challenge or non-challenge, the supervisor cannot do anything.
Yes.
Because then we come for this question of fact or question of law.
Yes.
That was a question of fact, was not a question of law. And then the supervisor cannot do anything. That's sometimes that happens when the player's calling, I want to talk to the supervisor. And you've heard the chair umpire saying, I cannot call the supervisor for that. And they don't understand that thing.
I see like I watch a lot of tennis.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, say there's something like players don't agree, they get a time violation. My friend, I'm really close friends with Tsitsipas.
Yeah.
In Shanghai last year, he got time violation, lost the serve, then got broken.
Yeah, exactly.
He stops, sits down, he goes, I want to speak to the supervisor.
Yeah.
What will that change? It doesn't.
No,
I've never seen anything.
First, we will not change anything.
Exactly, that never changes.
Second, if the chair umpire explained to the player that he cannot call the supervisor by this kind of situation, and he insists to talk to the supervisor, and the chair umpire say, I cannot do it, now we need to go back and play, and he says, let's play, then the player can get a code violation for delay of game.
Okay.
Then he can talk to the supervisor, because
Okay.
after the code violation, he can ask about the rule,
I see. Okay.
because he got a code violation. And the supervisor will come to the court and explain to him, yes, you got a code violation, because that means nothing that this question, the origin of this question that he wants to do it, will interfere with this conversation with the supervisor. The supervisor will say, no, I cannot change. Plus, you got a code violation for the live game because you were
Yeah.
expired this time 25 seconds
I see.
that the chair umpire give to you, 20 seconds that the chair umpire give to you to come back and play.
That time violation, like, say now they have the shot clock that is
Yes.
running. There is obviously some players are faster, some players are slower playing. Do you think that at some point, if the referee understands that, say for example, the point was like 50 shots or 40 shots, he can be a little bit more like fine, like he's not going to give a code violation if the time runs out on the shot clock, or you think it's the same every time?
The main thing is the chair umpire cannot control when the shot clock starts. He cannot stop. Let's say if you finish the point, 15 love, and we start the clock, and you see that the player is still walking, you cannot stop
Okay.
and say, because what about the other one?
I see. Okay.
Now, if you see that both players is different.
So you can start it a little bit later, maybe.
Or you can even stop and tell the guys, listen, guys, we need to play.
Okay.
It's still some space for the common sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like you said, if they play 60 shots and you see the guys both are dying, you stop the clock, then both of them go down, time violation on, time violation pro.
Yeah.
There is not. They still can use a little bit the common sense, but they need to understand that since they approve to use a shot clock, they need to play with the shot clock.
I see.
That is the thing that I was explaining to you about the no mistakes anymore. You cannot say anything. You agree that you're going to play with this, you need to play. If one day they decide to use 15 seconds, like we did the experience in the next gen, when they use between first and second serves some time for the players not to start bouncing, or when they double fold and they start less than 2 shots, there will be 18 seconds, 15 seconds. That things can happen because you're going to training the young ones. You're going to training the guys not playing the futures, because like here they don't have a ball kids, or some tournaments they don't have for all courts the same condition. But one day, who said that is not happen? They're gonna play with 15 seconds.
Yeah. They're trying to make the game faster.
Exactly, because the people, I don't think the people still sitting in the chair and watch a 6, 4, 5, 8 hours match.
Yeah.
You see the kids today, they are in the tablet, the mobile phone all the time. Those kids will be the ones that will be watching in 10, 15 years.
Very
huh?
true. That's why now the whole this new generation, like with the UTS tournaments, they use one serve, tie break, time.
Yeah,
Which is interesting, very interesting.
Who thought that we're gonna arrive in this situation, like you said,
Yeah.
Wimbledon, no line umpires?
I would never have thought that there's not going to be umpires.
Even when they announced that, the line umpires from Great Britain, they were surprised because they thought with the tradition was still, and then suddenly boom, and then the tour 250 is up and no more line umpires. Boom, challengers, they are ahead of they said 2-3 years. I have many challenges. They start with no line umpires anymore.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? We're going to training those players to arrive in the future. If you say, well, we're going to play with 15 seconds, they're going to play. They will, the old ones will be complaining a little bit, but the young ones,
Yeah. Exactly.
they will be like,
Yeah.
robots, and play everything according with
The rules.
the rules.
Makes sense. What is it you think the difference? Because here, say we're at there's a challenger event going on right now,
Yeah.
but also at this place there is ITFs, and then there's going to be a 250 in Athens coming
Yeah, yeah.
late this year. What do you think is the difference of the skill set of the referees that are refereeing on the ITF tour and those ones on the ATP tour, besides the badge and the experience they have?
Well, right now, like the ITF events, they still not using electronic line calling. That means they need to have a kind of different skills. Like they need to see the ball, they need to see the ball. When I said the other guys, they don't need to see the ball. No, it's not like this.
Yeah.
It's different. You know that if you don't see the ball very well, the machine you call. On the ITF events, that sometimes you don't have even line umpires. Then it's you. You need to make a call.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I saw some matches because I visited different places, and I saw some matches that the guys are making unbelievable calls on the baseline, service line. That when you go up a little bit on the level, you have the line umpires.
Yeah.
And if you have a good team of line umpires, you trust the team. You don't step in all the time. You know that, okay, I know this guy can catch those, and you correct the really clear ones.
Yeah.
This, when you go to the challenger, like you come here, finito. You don't need to correct anything.
Exactly.
And
That's
it's a
just-
hard court.
Yeah.
That is difficult. Then you go to a tour, 250s, 500,000. There's no more line umpires. That you change a little bit your skills, because what you need to do on those big events is how you're going to explain what's happened.
Yeah.
Let's say the machine didn't work, for example. You need to explain to the crowd and to the players, we're waiting for the resume of the machine, something like that. But you need to make the people understand what's happened over there. If you have the VAR and you have a challenge, then it's different than your decision. You need to explain to the crowd, like at the football. You see that the football starts doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because how many times you watching the guy go there, look, and then come back and do like this or something. And what's happened? Now they need to.
Exactly.
Is another thing that we didn't have before. For TV, for the spectators, now for those big events, this is one part that we never thought about. Now you need it.
have it. Yeah.
And imagine, sometimes you're going to a place that doesn't speak English, and you need to do in their language. That should be
True.
is something for the charm part that should be tricky, because you need to explain what's happened.
Yeah.
It will be, let's say, if somebody's evaluating you, he'll be watching for this. How you explain to the crowd that they have a situation on court that normally the match nothing happens, and now you have this situation is the TV. How many times were you watching TV? The commentators, they make some unbelievable errors explaining rules. Or, I had some friends when I was in Brazil. I used to write to them on TV. I said, "What the hell are you talking about? The rule is not that." And then they change it and they apologize because this happened.
Yeah.
And now the chair umpire has this on the top level, has this new task that we didn't have for many years.
Yeah.
We just decide like, not up, okay, for mistake, okay, 15 out. Now you need to explain. Ladies and gentlemen, after watching the TV and the video, you saw that it wasn't not up, replay the point. All of this is a part of the officiating now that we didn't have it.
Yeah.
And the guy who's working at ITF is doing the same thing. Ball marking inspection, will be a discussion with the player, how he reads the mark, or in the hard court, how he call, how he handle. And when he goes to the challenger, like here, for example, all of this is gone.
Yes.
It's something else that he needs to think.
Yeah. Do you think if you refereed like an ITF futures match, do you think you make like, I don't know if any mistakes, do you think you make like
Mistakes for sure.
2 mistakes, you think, per match?
I did once in Brazil. It was a friend of mine. He has a ladies event, I think at 10,000, in one hotel like this with the courts at the hotel. And he said, "Oh, why you don't come? Come with your daughter for the holiday." And I said, why not? And I was there for working the event. And I start the match, first ball, out, and nobody called. And I was like, what's happened? Oh, I don't have a line of pass. I need to call. And then for sure they have some close calls that you wait a little bit and see how is the reaction, because you don't
Exactly.
have
You see the
you don't
reaction
have
too of the
you don't
players.
have any clue. Like I said, sometimes the ball is slower than the used, but it's still, if it's touching the line like this, you don't have any clue. Then you wait a little bit. You need to umpire in a different way. Because if you start to call everything, for sure you're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Or you call in that is out, or you call out and it was in. I had that experience. No line umpires,
That's
no ball
awesome.
kids. At the beginning it was scary because I was like, what?
This is
Nobody
more
called?
the reality of tennis rather than the one we see on TV.
Exactly. And the people, they don't realize that.
Yeah.
When they see those guys playing, and they see those guys, if they lose today, or if they lose like on last Sunday, what they're gonna do? They're going home. They're gonna stay in the hotel and pay because they cannot, or they need to find another place to stay and then come every morning to play here and to get into the main draw again, and then go to the. They think about the top ones, that they have a nice hotel, they got $1 million a year, and they have 20, 30, 40 players maybe from thousands
Yes. Exactly.
that they need to fight every single day for
Exactly.
little points, no?
Do you? So in situations where the match get tense and say there's a disagreement between players, chair umpires, and stuff, what are like some people you think that have been the nicer, like that understand your point of view more on the tour? Now I'm saying between, like, I know, for example, Federer hasn't had many problems with umpires. He's been very chill, I'd say. What are some people that we don't know that are super nice with
I
umpires?
think they have many players nice. I think the situations are the main point, because you can see like Nadal was not happy with that situation. You
Yeah.
can see Federer not happy with some situation. The main thing is how you handle the situation to make the match coming back,
Yes.
because you are not there to punish the player. You're not there, okay, but code violation, point pen, unless the player provoked that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the player wants to check until when you can go.
Yes.
That is the wrong approach for the players, by the way,
Yeah.
because he can take one official that got scary, and he's gonna do a lot of mistakes because he's scared to not make a mistake. But he can get one that doesn't care what you do and he keep on punishing you.
Yeah.
And then you will be in the trouble.
Exactly.
You can get a game penalty, and game penalties are like destroy the whole match.
Yeah.
Because you're just trying to
You provoke.
provoke.
Yeah.
That is the thing. You don't want the match to go to that direction. You avoid that as much as you can, trying to be honest with them, trying to be honest with the situation, not trying to say, I'm 100% sure you're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a wrong approach for this guy.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, could be any player. The nicest player in the world. If some situation that he doesn't like, he doesn't agree, he could be the worst.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I understand.
And that is the point. And the other way around, the one that is, that is, you go already, okay, I know this guy is a crazy, then nothing happens.
Yeah.
You finish the match, nothing happens, and you don't even talk to him today. Can happen.
Let me check if this thing still is running,
Yep.
because there's no one behind the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, we're perfect.
Yeah.
So, okay. So say in situations where I watched that curious match in Indian Wells, is like, this is what's going on the court. Say, I'm not particularly on that match, but say someone you had like a disagreement in the match. Is this something that players and umpires maybe talk after to like
With
solve
some
it?
players we can talk. With
Okay.
a lot of players we can talk. One of the things that we always ask the tool to do it is when you have a kind of situation that finish the match, you wait for the players to chill a little bit. You take the player in your room, especially the tour managers, maybe supervisors and challengers, sit with them and say, let's watch the video
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Before you, but now that you have a, because sometimes, especially now, we have TVs in most of the matches. We can download. Well, something happened now. In 2 seconds, is on internet.
Yes.
You see what's happened with the problem with the bath here. And the player went to the toilet
Yes.
and took a shower. I just arrived at the hotel and I was looking and I got the message. As my wife is working here, I wrote to her and said, "Why you didn't say about this?" Because I thought it was the day before. No,
Yeah.
it was just a few hours before.
So about that, which just happened for people who don't know, one player won the set here, the first set 7-5. He went in the locker rooms because there is extreme humidity and heatness. And instead of just changing clothes, he hopped on the shower, took a shower, changed clothes. But then the referee somehow found out. And this is
No,
automatically different.
that is the when the player goes to the toilet, he goes with one assistant,
Yes.
court assistant, and to help the player with the countdown for the time to go back to the court.
Yes.
Because when they change the rule, let's say if the player goes to the toilet, he has 3 minutes, and when he enters the toilet, they start at 3 minutes. That was another thing that when I was watching TV, I saw the commentators. Let's say the toilet is there on the hotel, the player is here. It's impossible 3 minutes counting from here. He didn't arrive at the hotel. And I saw some guys, he's gone for 10 minutes. I said, yeah, but he needs to enter to start the 3 minutes.
Yes.
And with the 5 minutes, if they're going to change the whole thing. But when they do something, or if they have the communication on the way, if they do something like the shower, it needs to be reported to the chair umpire. And then the chair umpire decides what they do.
So
by the rules, it's not allowed.
Ah, okay.
The main thing is, if you take most of the players, they don't know all the rules of tennis.
I didn't know this rule.
Yeah.
I've showered before.
But that's what I said. It's something a surprise because before, when we didn't have somebody going with you to the toilet or checking those things, for sure this happened before.
Yeah.
But when they start to controlling, when they start to going to events with the high level, is much more controlled.
Yeah.
Because for sure, we have some tournaments that they don't have anybody to go with the player. The player goes alone. Nobody knows what he's doing there.
Yeah.
In the past. Now, this is one of the rules that was broken, and unfortunately, he got the penalized. But the main thing is, you're supposed to know that. We have cases that they show on TV. I don't know if you remember that match, Tiafoe and Raonic in Canada.
That he touched the net, but the side outside the pole.
But if you remember, the discussion between both players was if the ball bounced twice before Raonic reached the ball, if he touches the net, that was the Raonic point, until the chair umpire told them to shut up, wait, that I'm going to explain.
Yeah.
And he explained to both players that part of the net doesn't count for singles.
Yes, that's right.
And we are not talking about players from the futures. We're talking about two top 10 players. And both of them didn't know that part of the net doesn't count in singles. And not only them, many other players, because I had a doubles match once in Rome with 4 singles players, and we were talking about these things before the match starts. And I was like, what the hell are you guys talking about? And maybe four players, 2 top 10s, and the other ones were like top 10, top 20 players. And they didn't know some of the rules.
Yes.
And this is one point that if the player knows, he doesn't do those things.
Exactly.
Because for sure okay, I know that I cannot do it over there. I can take a towel, I can do something, but I cannot take a shower. Or the ball touching that part of the net, I win the point. Because imagine, this is a very tough call for the chair umpire. If happens the other side,
Yeah.
you cannot see very well if the
Yeah.
ball was there or not. And the player cannot stop.
Yes.
Now, with the VAR, the player can stop
Yeah. Then
and
they check.
say, that ball hit between the singles, the tick and the net post. I win the point. By the rule, that part, they can do it.
Yeah.
But if you don't know,
Then you cannot do it.
I
Exactly.
saw, again, tell me, watching on TV, they said the top 10 lucky shots in the tournaments around the world. And all top players. They show number 1, number 2. And one of the shots was Djokovic against Murray. And Djokovic hit the ball between the single stick and the net post, and the ball was in. And the guy put that one as a lucky shot winner by Djokovic.
But it doesn't
And then I wrote, and I put, was not lucky because he lost the point because the ball hit it. But it's to show how the people that organize those things or watching, they don't know completely the rules.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even us, we play on the tour. I don't know most of the rules.
Yeah.
No, I don't know most of them, but there's like the shower rule. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I never had to face it to know it.
But again, when you heard the call the supervisor, if it's not a rule question, it doesn't matter
Exactly.
because he will not change this question. It's like, okay, even if the supervisor came, he will not change this question. He will not change the decision because it's like in or out or called by the chair umpire, unless it's something against the rule. If he rules in the wrong way, then the supervisor can say, no, you take this out and come back or replay or is a point for the other one. Otherwise, there's no sense.
Yeah. I recently saw, not recently actually, I think 2 days ago, I saw Riley Opelka posted a screenshot of a fine that you got. And the reference, so when you get the fine, it shows the amount. He had to pay, I think, $24,000. And then the reference below it was that he called someone an idiot, maybe the referee. So then he was complaining that apparently on the ATP tour, like if you call someone an idiot, then you get fined 25K, something like that. He was complaining online. So when the players receive those fines, do you feel like sometimes you're more hesitant to like give them code violations or are sportsmanlike contact?
No, the main point for those is that's another thing that people they don't explain. As bigger is the event, as bigger is the fine.
Mm-hmm.
If you play, let's say, with Challenger here, and these same things happen, do not be 25,000.
Yes.
You be the maximum for the category of event. And for sure, if you got 25,000, for sure it was a big event.
Yeah.
And then the fine will be appropriate for that amount of money that the event correspond. The main thing is why you do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know you can do it. It's the same thing with the rules. You cannot use the thing, he's a fan, he's supposed to not say that to me, and I said, this blah, 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 doesn't work. You're professional. It's like a football. Imagine if every player got a fine and goes, how many times you go to football, the guy, 10,000 people shouting something about your mom, and when you go to do, and sometimes the players, they do something, and they got a red card.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's a kind of...
This fine thing is very interesting to me because, like, for example, there are people that get fined. Say, for example, like Kyrgios walked in the Wimbledon final with like red shoes or something, or a red cap, and he got fined, I don't know, like £50,000, something like that. But then there is some stuff, for example, that say you like throw a ball out of the court. So last year here there was futures. And usually when you just throw a ball out, it's just a code violation, you don't get fined in futures. So someone threw a ball out and it hit a tourist. So then after that, every time you were going on court, the supervisor will come on the court and tell you, if you throw the ball out, you will get penalized and you will get fined because of that thing that happened the prior week, which is very interesting.
Yeah, but that's, I don't have any clue how they do that. But the main thing is if you hit the ball and hit somebody, depends of how bad it was.
Yeah,
It could be even the fault.
yeah,
You have many cases of that on the tour, and you could be fined. But sometimes you hit the ball outside or break the racket, you don't get a fine because
yeah.
it was not dangerous to anybody. As soon I think becomes dangerous to somebody else, then they need to be careful.
It's like the Denis Shapovalov thing in the Davis Cup when he tried to like throw the ball in the stands and he hit the referee in the eye. You remember
Yeah,
that?
it's kind of that. He never had the intention to hit the
Exactly.
official,
But it happened.
but bad luck hit the face of the official. Those are the things that you cannot say. No, he knows that he did something wrong. He knows that he was penalized for that, but it's completely like different than everybody was saying. Okay, now if you hit the ball, you're gonna get a fine. No, if if something is dangerous to somebody else, if something is bad, then they got penalized
Yeah.
badly and got a big fine. But if something like I said, hit the ball outside, and
So when, say for example, okay, say this happens, not hitting the referee because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
extreme, but like say for example someone like smashes the racket, gets code violation. Does the referee assign the fine or the tournament judges and then
no,
gives out the fine?
it's always the referee that decides.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
but the thing is, the chair umpire needs to replay, needs to talk to the supervisor and say, listen, on this point was a warning. He broke the racket, damaged the frame. Nothing happens. It was nothing against my decision. It was just because he was nervous, and the supervisor will take in consideration.
okay.
And
So it's upon judgment. I guess.
exactly, it's
Okay.
nothing like you do it, you get it.
Okay,
It's
okay.
nothing like that because
Okay.
they cannot be robots. They need to express themselves. If they do something that is not dangerous to anybody, or hit the ball outside the swimming pool here or there, there is nothing, then nothing's gonna happen.
Okay.
But it's like if you do it in the same match, then you got a point penalty. Then
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
Or a game penalty or something. Even if you hit the ball outside, then it's something
Yeah.
that is why. You know, you're trying to get a fine because you're doing 3 times the same thing, even if it's not dangerous to anybody. Even if it's like, even if the guy hit the ball like this, so the 3rd time he hit the ball like this. It's just
That's interesting. Another like situation that you see sometimes in, say for example, in qualies of futures or some national tournaments, is that, say for example, sometimes like some people they throw the ball out, but there's no someone officiating the match.
Yeah.
They throw one more and then they run out of balls. So if that was to happen in an ATP match or a challenger match where they play with 6 balls, what happens then? Like, how does he choose to?
Well, what I have is like we need the minimum number of balls to
Yeah.
play. Let's say you have 6, you hit 2 balls out, and if you have a chance to replace right away, especially because now you have a court assistant,
Yeah.
we do it right away. If you don't have it and you have 4 balls, we keep playing with 4 balls, and the next changeover we replace 2 balls, and
Okay.
because could be we cannot just replace any ball. We need to replace a similar one.
Exactly.
Let's say we just change the balls. We cannot put the used balls right away just because we lost 2 balls. No, need to be 2 new ones. That's the reason. If you have 4, we keep playing.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
If you were again 20 something years old, would you have followed the same career path, or is there like you have a passion for something else that you would
I
like
will
to do?
not change, especially because it's funny because I was always I studied mechanics and engineering mechanic for a while. Then I finished in health education at the end. But I probably would do the same thing. I think this kind of work, if you could combine the way that I did, uh, open my vision about the world like nothing compares.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I visit place during the war. I visit ex-presidents. I met Boris Yeltsin once in St. Petersburg. I don't know how many football players that I was a
Yeah.
fan, and I have a chance to talk to them and uh, play tennis with. I had the experience outside the court and on court that you cannot imagine in 40 years. The time that we could play tennis with the players, football with the players. In South America, we used to play football every tournament because they organize everything with shirts and everything, and then referees and players.
That's
It
awesome.
was something different. Today is
Yeah, more strict.
more strict, but
Yeah.
all the other things, all the knowledge, knowing, visit more than 100 countries, uh, is something. Even if I have a good money, I will not do it because it's different.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
completely different than you're planning to travel when you are there, and they create situations to help you to see different places, different people, and I will not change. I really enjoy this 40 years that I was on the tour.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So for last, I have like a game which I do on the podcast. It's called this or that. So I give you two options.
okay.
You choose first or second option. Tennis or paddle? Or do you follow paddle or?
Well, I play paddle.
Okay.
Yesterday we played here.
Oh, you did.
Well, right now paddle is winning.
Paddle is winning big
It's
time.
winning.
man.
It's winning because I'm in Bergamo, where I live. I'm a member of two tennis facilities, two nice tennis courts, nice tennis club. But I started to play paddle, and I really enjoy it. And the whole city, they have, I don't know, maybe 15 different places that you can play.
Yeah.
They create some kind of tournaments that we play for 1 hour and a half, and every half an hour we change the partners, and then you have your personal ranking, your
Wow.
points for those matches, and then they, let's say next time you're gonna play, they selected your ranking according, and they put all four guys with almost the same level, and you're gonna play and going up, and very interesting, very good idea
It's
the guy
actually
did.
cool. Yeah.
They start with 20 people, they have maybe 1,000 now doing,
Wow.
and crazy,
Wow.
just crazy. I think like in Italy, luckily they have Sine, Berrettini, all those guys, because if not, the paddle will be passing by far tennis.
Do you enjoy the first half of the year more or the second half? Tennis year.
It's tough one because I love the first half because of Australian Open.
Yes,
When
exactly.
you go from cold to the hot weather, but I love the end of the season with the Masters, all those matches, like every match is a final.
Yeah.
And so it's a tough. If we combine December, January, I could take that to that
If you
part
put
of
December
the year.
in- okay, I
I
see,
could
I
take
see.
that part of the year.
So, within the Grand Slams, do you like
Yeah.
Australian Open or US Open more?
Australia. I love Australia.
Then Wimbledon, French.
Wimbledon for the tradition.
So your favorite one is Australian or Wimbledon?
Oof, that's a tough one. Well, Wimbledon because was the first big event that I was watching on TV when I was even before I started playing tennis.
Okay.
It was like I looked at that place, and many years after I was doing the final there, I was something
You
very
just there.
special. Yeah, I think Wimbledon is the special one.
Refereeing men's or women's Grand Slam final?
Well, I did only men's.
Oh, you
but,
haven't done
yeah,
women's
No,
one?
no, I didn't
Oh,
do the
that's-
women's
I didn't know
final.
that.
But it would be fine to do the women's final. I think the
Okay.
finals are nice.
You're more fan of time violations or verbal abuses?
No, neither.
Neither.
No.
Which would you say are more common?
I think time violations, because when they change with the shot clocks, I think all the players realize how close they were
Yeah.
and how the chair umpires, they use a common sense. But when we come with the shot clocks, a lot of ones just start using the shot clocks and then they realize, wow, I never got a time violation before. And now I'm getting two or
Yeah.
three. Is of course because you're like 27, 26. And in the past, those 25, 26 doesn't count because they'll say, okay, the guy's playing close to that time.
Yeah.
And now with the zero, you need to get the time violation.
Yeah. True. Are you a Sinner or an Alcaraz fan?
Mentally, I would say Sinner,
Okay.
but Alcaraz because I love to
He's
play.
more fascinating.
No, I love to play those shots. Those, those. You have the ball here, the court is on. You need to do that drop shot. I love to do that. When I play even paddle. I play like
You
like
do
him.
that?
Yeah, but I'd like to combine both because
Yeah,
if you have the mentality of one and the technique of the other one, is the perfect player. It's just amazing.
I think the future of tennis is bright with those guys representing it. I mean, people were saying, "Oh, what we're gonna do when the big three like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic quit?" And now you got Sinner, Alcaraz. You still have Djokovic obviously competing, but then there's other people behind them. But I feel like they have covered.
Yeah, well, it's tough to compare with those three guys.
Yeah,
It's tough. When you sit and like I said, when you start to looking for numbers to show, when you look those guys, 22, 20, 20,
24, 20 to
24,
20.
20, plus when they not win the tournament, they were in the finals or semis.
Yes,
It's something.
crazy.
It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
When you those two are playing very well.
Yeah,
No questions. They are on a different level. The speed is unbelievable. When those two guys playing, the speed of the ball is something that we didn't see before. But when you look for what the other three did, and that time we still have a Wawrinka, Del Potro,
Mary.
Murray.
You have a lot of people.
Yeah,
And plus, in the beginning of those guys, then you had Nalbadian, you had Ljubicic,
exactly.
you have
It's-
Hewitt, Roddick, you have people
exactly.
that.
When you think and put everything together, so well, wait a moment. Even with those two, the same quality out of those two
Yeah,
are not the same.
exactly.
Because you need to put those two with the same quality as the other three had before to face it. If you remember Hewitt, Nalbandian, Roddick, like you said, then Wawrinka, then the Potro, it's too many.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
too many to beat. It's not the case today, but those two are still far away from the rest of the guys.
100%.
Because everybody forgets that it's not easy to get there, but it's much more difficult to stay there. How many guys they went 1 year, 2, and they disappear.
True.
Those
very
guys,
true.
they went there and they went there. They stayed there.
just stayed there,
When you
just
look,
played finals.
oh,
Just
those
played
guys
finals.
again.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
crazy.
It's insane.
Well, Mr. Carlos, that's all I had for today. I really, really appreciate your time and value it a lot.
No,
thank you for
very
coming on the
much.
podcast.
Thank you.
It was awesome. I learned. I say that every time. That every time I do like a podcast, I try to learn stuff. Today I learned a lot of stuff with rules and stories at the same time. So I appreciate that.
No, thank you very much. No, I wish we are trying to planning to do something here for
Yeah.
maybe not only officials, maybe coaches and players and like a kind of seminar to help with those things, because this getting more common.
Yeah.
The complaints about things that do not happen if they knew the rules, they knew what not to do.
Yeah.
Because that is the problem. Sometimes you just ask and then say, no, we cannot do it because it doesn't work like
exactly.
this.
Exactly.
No, thank
Well,
you very much.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It was awesome having you here. Thank you again for your time. I learned a lot.
No, thank you.
Until the next episode of tennis related podcast. See you there, guys.